Hey guys, I just wanted to give some tips and a little bit of advice for people who want to become a school bus driver. I've been school bus driving for the past 3 years, and there was a point that I thought that it was the best job ever. It's a really great job. It's rewarding. I did special needs. I did, the wheelchair lifts and the strapping, but I was a driver, and if you do special needs, you'll have a monitor. But I just wanted to give you some tips about your new career if this is the route that you're going. You're gonna be nervous. I was terrified. I mean, because you've never driven a big truck like this probably before. I mean, I don't know you. I don't know your past, but I never driven anything big, and I was really nervous, but after you start driving, you really do get used to it. You get used to it. What I think I was most afraid of was when I was actually driving with kids. Um, but just a few tips for new people is, I would say, learn your pre-trip really good. Make sure that all your lights are working, that your mirrors work, that when you're driving, the mirrors don't wobble down. Sometimes when you're driving, all the bumps of the school bus will make the mirrors move. Get those adjusted. Write it up to your mechanic. Because if you work for a school district or whoever you're working for, you write something up, say your brake lights don't work or your blinkers, they might tell you, and a lot of people will fix them, but if they tell you, we'll just go on anyway, we'll fix it later, don't, because you get the ticket, not them. If you get pulled over by a cop in a school bus because your lights aren't working or something's wrong, the driver is responsible, not the mechanics, not the school district. You are. So don't take any crap. And you don't have to be mean, you don't have to be rude, but just stand firm. Like, no, I can't drive if my vehicle isn't operating properly. If you have any questions, the older drivers and the people that have been there longer, they should help you. You're going to find a lot of good attitudes. You're going to find a lot of bad attitudes. One thing that kind of comes with the territory is a lot of the drivers sometimes tend to get arrogant and they get lazy and they complain a lot. One thing I see in school districts is a lot of drivers complain a lot. Well, I don't want to do this, or why do I have to do it? I would say have a good attitude because it's fun. Like, you get paid to drive. I hope you like driving. If you're going to do this, enjoy driving. Have fun with it. I mean, you get to pick up a kid, and take him to school. You get to, go on field trips and stuff. You usually don't have to, but you can if you want to. And, there's money in it. One big tip about actually driving on your route, don't be one of those bus drivers who just let the kids do whatever they want. Don't just look out the window when you're driving and never look in your mirror. Look at what those kids are doing. Don't let them eat. If they eat on the bus, it actually is a choking hazard. Don't let them stand up and walk around and jump from seat to seat when the bus is moving, because they can get really hurt. They can break their nose. They can fall if you hit your brakes. They can get really hurt. I know that they don't think that they can, but the worst routes are the bus drivers who don't discipline their kids, who don't say anything, who don't care what the kids are doing. When those bus drivers are sick and you're a substitute and you have to drive their route and all the kids do whatever they want and they're eating, it's because their driver lets them do that. Don't be one of those drivers. You don't have to rule your bus with an iron fist. Some bus drivers don't even let their kids talk. I don't like that because I feel like it kind of brings down the kids' self-esteem. You know, if you don't let the kids talk on the bus, they always feel like they're in trouble. You're constantly getting on to them because you hear whispering. You're constantly angry at them because they're got ants in their pants. My advice is let them talk. As long as they don't get too loud, but as long as they're sitting down and behaving, being nice to each other, it's a good route. Let them sit with their friends if they behave. Um, just you'll learn your kids as you go along. And as a new bus driver, you're going to be nervous. It's going to be scary. You're doing things you've never done before, but don't quit. Keep going. Give it, 3, 4, 5 months. You're probably going to feel scared and feel like you want to quit. I did. Because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get used to this. These kids, my first route was a really, really rough route. But just keep working with them. Get to know their names. Uh, just don't give up. And if you have any questions, just post your questions and I'll be happy to give you the advice from my experience. Well, thank you. Have a good day and God bless.